Hi everybody, we're going to be doing some guided reading, and again we are going to be looking at improving our reading and our comprehension speed. It's really important for us to be able to read quickly and accurately, and also answer questions quickly. So again, just the expectations for year 5 and 6, you should be able to read a wide range of poetry and books with interest, so you're quite an expressive reader, and accuracy, so you're reading the words that are there and be able to read at a speaking pace. So the way that you speak, you should be able to read that fast. It's not about reading super quickly and then just reading all the words and trying to get through really quickly. We should just be reading at a normal, sensible pace. We should be able to read lots of words effortlessly, and if we've never seen the word before, work out how to pronounce it, so work out how to say it. And of course, I'm going to give you two, they say 60-second reading activities. What I would say is 1 minute to read and then 4 minutes to answer the questions. So try and give yourself 5 minutes for you to read and to answer the questions. If you need a little bit longer, that's absolutely fine. You go ahead and do that. But if you're not sure, give yourself a little bit longer, but try and keep it quite quick. So what I want you to do, just time yourself, give yourself time limit, as I said, 5 minutes, and then what we're working on is finding a balance between reading quickly and reading accurately. So here's your text. What I would say is read this text, answer the questions, but I'll say pause the video, because then I'm going to go through some of the answers in a second. So pause it, give yourself 5, whoops, where have I gone? 5 minutes. Go. So hopefully you've had a go at answering all the questions. If you haven't answered the questions, please go ahead and pause the video and answer them. I'm about to go through some of the answers. So how did the Vikings travel to Britain? Let's have a look. Let's go. They yelled, "Fierce, brutal Vikings sailed to Britain in longboats." I know that sailed is a way to go by boat. So we know that they went and came in sailed in long boats. I know that. I remember reading it. So which word means the same as leaving a place of danger? So I'm going to quickly read through. I'm going to quickly skim through this. They just ran and hid. The raids have started. It's not going to be near there, but the Vikings came back in their boats. Not funny after the money. I'm fleeing abroad instead. Oh, so instead of staying for them, I'm going to run away. So we know that the word is fleeing. To flee is to run away from a place of danger. So why do you think that many Britons just ran and hid? So have a think about that. So what have we learned? Why would you hide? Why would you run away and hide? Think about what the Vikings are like. So we can go through, well, right at the beginning, we've got they're fierce and they're brutal. So we might want to make some form of reference or mention that they're fierce and brutal. And what else? Oh, we've got axes as well. So that's pretty much. So I want to see why do you think? I think that the Britons just ran away because the Vikings were fierce. And you're obviously going to write full sentences. Fierce and, what was that word, brutal? Fierce and brutal, and they've got axes. And yeah, they've got weapons with them. You might mention that. You might also say they've got a weird glint in their eye. And then that's when we're talking about them running away. So let's go back. Did some Vikings change? What do you think? So did they change? I'm going to quickly look through. So we know that they've gone back for their families. So maybe they just came for raiding, which we know means to go and attack and to run away. But actually, they're looking at settling with their families. So we might mention, did some of the Vikings change? Yes, because they went back. Oh, you're going to put it in full sentences. Back. Got families. So that means they wanted to stay. Instead of to go Viking, which means to go raiding. So they didn't want to raid, they wanted to settle. So hopefully you got some of this. You might have some prior knowledge of this from Year 4. I quite like learning about the Vikings, and there's a really cool TV show about the Vikings as well. So we've got a second one here. Have a go at this one as well. Remember, how many minutes? 5 minutes. So read the text, answer the questions, and then come back. So hopefully at this point you've answered all of your questions. If you haven't, pause the video, answer the questions again. So I'm going to go through some answers. Who would live in a longhouse during the winter? So let's have a look. Up to 50 feet long. Like a boat, you could house up to 50 people. So who would live in there? Up to 50 people. And it would be better, actually, for you guys to be writing 50. I was just being lazy with that. So up to 50 people. You might also mention their livestock. Apologies for the tapping. I listened back to the math video as I was uploading it, and that's got lots of tapping in, I didn't realise. So which 2 words mean the same as lift? So we're looking for 2 words to lift. So I'm looking through the instructions and just saying, or just looking for something that I might lift. So I might lift the roof. So I've got to hoist the roof. So hoist is probably going to have something to do with lifting, because I've got to get the roof on top. Is there anything else? Let's reach the widest point. Oh, raise the centre beam. So we have hoist. You need them both. Hoist and what was the last one? Raise. Apologies, my handwriting. I've had to put a cover on my pen so I can write. Why is it important to seal out the weather? So let's have a look. So we're talking about weather. Well, we could use a bit of our common sense. So why would you want to keep the weather out? I mean, if it's been anything like today, it's been really cold and snowy. So I close my windows to keep the weather out. So let's have a look. Let's have a think. What was the question again? Seal out the weather. So we could say it gets freezing. Is there anything else? So there you've got thick mud to seal out the weather. There you go. Seal out the weather. Why is it important? So why is it important to seal out the weather? Because it's freezing. I've got that at the top. Think about that. We could use a lot of our own knowledge and our own common sense. So some sort of mention to keep him warm. That should be an E. Keep warm. Or keep out freezing. I'm going to have to turn it off. Weather. So, how does the layout help you to follow the instructions? So, what about this? Make it easy to follow. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get the rubber. Just get rid of some of my markings. So, how do you know which one to do first? We've got numbers. So, how do I know which one to do next? I've got number. As long as my numbers, we notice that as we go down, the numbers go up. So, how does the layout help you? So, numbered steps. So, numbered steps tells you which orders to follow. So hopefully had a good go at that. Now remember, we still want you to be doing some reading of your own, 15 to 20 minutes every day. It's a good minimum to do. You might find that you want to do way more than that, and if you do, well done. And again, please, Mr. James wants to see them book reviews and storyboard your chapter, make a comic strip. Which bits do you add to your magpie book? This can all make our reading a lot more purposeful. So you should really be thinking about the books that you read, and when you come to do your writing,